Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. Happiness. Happiness isn't about getting what you want all the time. It's about loving what you have and being grateful for it. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials finish up 858, NASDAQ up 4, S&P's up 9.5, gold contract down $2.20, trading at $1,292 an ounce. Silver up 8 cents at $19.79 an ounce. Platinum up $8 at $1,407 an ounce. Copper up 4 pennies at $3.03 a pound. Light sweet crude up 34 cents, traded $101.63. Bonds, you get the 10-year down 12 ticks at 123.15. 30-year off 25 ticks, trading at 133.14. King dollar up 83 ticks at 80.33. The euro up 14 at 137, and the yen up 64, trading out at 102.83. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Can you say ABC structure down? That's what we have, baby. Market price out here today couldn't hold price. Had a nice volatility in the marketplace. S&P cash, we get up to the 1866.63. Market gives it up. We close out at the 1855. Bottom line is that what you have out here is that you get a structure that is going to build an ABC structure on the way down, getting into this 1737 area. We take a look at the, there she is. Okay, that's your S&P. We go to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow Industrials. What we have with the Dow Industrials is this. Dow Industrials. So Dow Industrials, this she is. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so Dow Industrials. What we do with the Dow Industrials, gave up price in a big way. Dow had gone up to 16,414, gave up $90, closed out at 16,323 with light volume. What you have here is that you have the Dow Industrials, you know, had their high December 31st. That high was 16,588. Now what you have, which is really wild, we have 3 lower highs in the Dow. Actually, you have 4. Bottom line is that this Dow wants to get out of the 15,340. Now, NASDAQ. NASDAQ, folks, is the weak dog in an extraordinary way. The composite, this is a monster ABC down, by the way, too. Yeah, so your A point on the composite is up there, 43.71. Your B point is 41.31. So you're talking about $240. Your C was established today at the 4,200. So bottom line, you're gunning for 4,000. Well, the lineup, and this is what's so cool, folks, the lineup in the NASDAQ and in the small caps, your price projection lines up right for the February 5th level. That's where this baby wants to try to get into. It's going to be interesting to see not only how it gets into it, but does it stop before it and build cause to blow through that area and come down to the October 9th swing low. Eventually, that's where it wants to go. Now, let's go. We take a look at the 3 Qs, the NDX 100, as to the equity part of it. What does the NDX 100 today do? That's what you have. It got to a price point of 88.01. Gave it up on price. Right now, this is a clean ABC structure on the way down. Right now, we are at, let me see. We're at 87, and this little baby is so cool because your price projection is 84.01. 84.01's A to B equals C to D. 83.39 is the swing point at the low. That's where this baby's going. We take a look at the small caps. Small caps did the same thing. We had the small caps, gave it up in spades. Russell 2000, another ABC structure on the way down. And by the way, what we'll need for the confirmation for the ABC structure on the way down, folks, is taking out the B point, which I expect the B point was yesterday. This market just can't hold price at all. I mean, no one wants to. Every rally gets sold, and it's fast and furious. The pop, yeah, well, let me go through the small cap first. So the small cap, the IWM, we're at 114. That's on its way to 102. Intraday out here today, folks, what you had, and this is what happens with markets that want to go south. You had a fast move topside. This is when I was on the air this morning. You know, on Fridays, of course, I do the Nadex bull and bear binary option hour. That spike this morning at 0930 just came out of nowhere. That's exactly what happens when you have markets that want to go downtown. All that spike did, by the way, is come into the downdraft, or come into ice that was created on the 26th. Bottom line, this market is getting sold in a big way. Now, gaps. The gaps, folks, below, because we've had such a huge move up in the last couple of years, there's gaps all over the place. Well, guess what? The market is going for these gaps. If we take a look at Biogen today, Biogen was, by the way, was taking the index 100 south. Biogen was down $15.64. 7 days ago, she was at 358. She's at 294, and she is making the gun for 253. So if it only takes her a few more days to get to 253, that's going to be a shaving of 100 points in approximately 10 days. Where I'm coming with the 253, there's a gap that's wide open from 253 up to 274. You're 20 bucks away from going into it. I do expect you're going to see that baby go right after it. We take a look at Amazon. What is Amazon? Amazon flat today, but guess what? It got up to a price point of $347, then gave up $9. Ended up flat, but $338. But what you have with Amazon is it's going after the gaps and going after a gap in a dramatic way. One of the first gaps that Amazon had that is getting filled is 332. And we came down to 330 yesterday. That one is getting filled. But guess what? You get another one right underneath it. That next one is 311. That little baby wants to get filled. Netflix, we go to NFLX. What we're going to see in Netflix, Netflix is filling that little baby up. She's down another $5 today. The gap on Netflix was a monster, too. The top of that gap, folks, is at 334. The bottom of that gap, the top of that gap was at 377. We had got into the 377 mark last, Monday. It's quick. It got into that Monday. It's working its way down into that level. What you can expect is follow through. When equities get inside gaps, folks, they're like magnets. The first time that they come down to the gap, most of the time what you do see is that at the top of the gap, they will, let's say we get a gap 10 points. And as they're coming back down at the top of that gap, normally they'll have some support there. They'll bounce a little off there. Then guess what? After that bounce off there, boom. You come down, and you come down. It's fast. It's furious. It's all the above. These gaps are getting filled. Gold contract. Let's go take a look at gold. They couldn't take gold apart out here, but I do expect gold's going to go lower. I'm glad they didn't take it apart on a Friday. Why? Because that's when they can be a really bad scene. We had 65,000 contracts, and what's happening there is this, exactly what you want to see happening. You have volume contracting in a dramatic way. That's saying, guess what? There's less sellers. I do expect we're still going to see the 1250 area get hit. Why? I'll bring it right over to the dollar. This dollar index, folks, wants higher price. What we had out here today is this. You had a sideways move in the dollar. We did 12,000 contracts. The dollar, and it was a week ago Wednesday, when the Fed was coming out, that went topside. You had wide price spread. You had accelerated volume. We are at 80.33. She wants to run up to this 81.50. That is going to hit the gold market, the silver market, and the broad market. What we have had is this, is that the correlation between higher dollar, lower market looks like it's back on. We haven't had that for a few years. Bottom line, it looks like it's back on here. We go over the bond market. We take a look at the 10-year first, the TYM4. What we have with the 10-year bond is this. She backed down with 900,000 contracts. And let's see what she's going into. She's going into 1.7 million. She's going to need a lot more than that in order to basically break down. 30-year bond. We take a look at the 30-year, and we'll be back to that gold market because I know Danny's telling me to look at the other one. I'll be able to do that. The 30-year bond, She did 260,000 contracts, and yeah, this wants to go higher. This is going to be a trip. So watch this. The 30-year bond yesterday, folks, went topside with 440. She backed down with 261 today. That is basically set up, and that's set up for a dramatically higher price. Bonds, the 30-year bond there, folks, wants to run up into the 138 area. So it is no doubt a monster number out here. 877-927-6648. We take a look at the M contract in gold, and that's still backing down. It had a heavier volume, but as to what it's going into, it's still going to be lighter. You stay right there, folks. We're going to be right back.